Now, I want to say I love more well-known superheroes like Superman, Hellboy, Deadpool, or that thing. These are characters that you have probably seen in a TV show or a movie at some point, but what I really enjoy is a completely original character. I love going to the comic store and finding a comic that I've never seen before, with a character that I've never seen before, with a universe that I've never seen before. I find that really interesting, and it's really exciting to discover something new. That's the mindset I was definitely in when I went to the comic store and purchased Triple Helix #1. And what's not to like? Our cover depicts a superhero team running at something off screen, which is always fun. Of course, one of them is a leg and the other one is a lower torso. Obviously, this is supposed to be connected with the second and possibly third issue for a full image. I'll be honest with you, I love that sort of thing. It's so comic booky, which is important to me when I'm reading a comic book. So what actually happens in the pages of Triple Helix? A fair bit, actually. Let's take a look. Our heroes are the titular superhero team, made up of Cataclysm, who shoots lasers, Javelin, who can create and throw javelins, and Apex, a superhero ape. Because comics don't have enough ape superheroes. Well, ape supervillains are doing pretty well, to be honest. In a damaged part of the city, the heroes discover a monster emerging from the wreckage. This monster is actually their friend and fellow superhero, Rock, who somehow has been transformed, and in this form, they can't understand a word he says. In classic superhero style, they start fighting. A super fast woman named Dart, meanwhile, encounters a green-faced villain named Golgoth. I'd say a fighter ups from that too, but Golgoth basically knocks her to the ground with one punch. Another superhero, named Pylon, watches the chaos fold on TV while he recovers from some kind of injury. He wants to go and help, but is kept in bed by his robot grandmother. Listen to your robot grandmother, kids. After all, she raised one of your robot parents. A second superhero team, the Trio, are on the scene as well. Rock is a part of a team, together forming Rock, Paper, Scissors. I know it's stupid, I love it. But obviously they don't recognize him in that form, and they end up fighting. Of course. This all comes together when Rock decides to save a reporter friend Liz, who was injured during the fight, and takes her to the hospital. While he is gone, Golgoth arrives and probably kicks everyone's ass. That is until Javelin spears him through the chest. And if you paid attention during biology, you should know that being speared through the chest is quite hazardous to your health. Golgoth dies, much to Javelin's surprise and horror. Nobody else is particularly upset though, arguing that the world is probably a better place without the creep. The sentiment is not however shared by a certain group of giant robots who descend upon the team, apparently upset that someone had to die. These are the Monitors, and with their arrival, our first issue ends. I like this comic. A lot of the artwork is really good. Some of the character designs I really like. The artwork in general is just fantastic, and there's a lot of heroes, which I always enjoy. But it's not perfect, and I have one major reason why. Why is there a section of the city destroyed? Why does Triple Helix have 5 members? Yeah, Pylon and Dot, they're actually members of a team, but we mainly focus on Javelin, Cataclysm, and Apex, so we get the idea that the triple in Triple Helix actually refers to the number of people in the team. Who are Triple Helix anyway? Do they work for the government? Where do they operate from? Who turned Rock into a monster? Did Golgoth have anything to do with it, or was he just taking a stroll through his city? Why is Pylon injured? What happened here? What were the characters doing 5 minutes before the issue started? Do they have secret identities? What's a monitor? Why do you think they were dead? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? What is going on? Now, I know what you're thinking. Just wait till issue 2, idiot. I'll explain everything. And, okay, you have a point. Issue 2 will probably explain a few things, but this is issue 1. You're supposed to pick up issue 1, and it's supposed to explain things for you so that you understand what the series is about. You're supposed to understand who the characters are. It's supposed to set up things for you to continue reading. This just dumps you into the action. And you know, that's okay actually. The action is pretty damn good. Like I said, I enjoyed a lot of things in this comic. But without understanding it, I feel like I'm missing something in the whole experience. All this comic really needs is some narrative caption boxes giving us some exposition. Tell us who each hero is, or at least what their powers are. This is especially weird since there are narration boxes in some parts, but it doesn't tell us anything. All it does is try to make the scene sound more dramatic. You know, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it turned out they had accidentally printed issue 2 with the first issue's cover. That'd make more sense, but even for a second issue, there's too much going on. Third, maybe. Now, I actually have done some research on this, and I discovered that the trio actually debuted in a comic book last year, which launched the universe that Triple Helix takes place in. I'm guessing that explains some of the questions that I had, but it's 2 different series. 2 different teams, 2 different series. I shouldn't have to read one to understand the basics of what's going on in the other. With all that said, I personally enjoy this issue, and I intend to keep buying the comic. I'm just having a hard time recommending it. With years upon years of continuity and hundreds upon thousands of characters, mainstream comics are hard enough to get into as it is, so when a new, original series gives you the exact same feeling, you know there's a problem. But if you don't care so much about the details and you just want to see some well-drawn superheroes beating up some well-drawn monsters and well-drawn villains, I'd say give Triple Helix a go. You'll get exactly what you're looking for. Now, this is my first review, and I have never really done something like this, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do any more after this. I'd like to. Then again, if the series does really badly and everyone hates it, I'm going to really regret calling it positively dreadful. By the way, I love Golgoth. He's like a badass Skeletor. Still alive? You are made of tougher stuff than you seem. Yeah.